What more do you want from me? Do you find yourself attracting younger men? Like, a lot of women usually don't like to talk about their ages because they don't know. I think once a woman gets 30 years old, they stop talking about their age.
I'll be 44 next week.
You'll be 44 next week.
I'm very happy about that. The only embarrassment about it, is because I'm not married and I'm not where I want to be.
Now, do you think this society has a big part of it? I just put something.
No, I think it was my fault. Because when I was younger, I could have gotten with the good guys, the ones that were going to college and doing what they wanted to do. Mm-hmm. But instead, I got with the bad boys on the street. And then now it's just kind of too late because all the guys that are my age are taken, all the good ones. And all the guys that are the bad ones, they're just out there acting like they're 20, 30 years old.
Yeah, that's true.
YouTube, what's going on? Trey back again, hit you with a video. Now this video right here is about a woman who pretty much sums up some of the things she did in her life within a few seconds. And I may be talking to a few women also who have did what this lady have done. And what is that, Trey? She basically passed up a lot of good men in her life and waited till she get in her 40s, which she's having to be turning 44 now. And wait till she's in her mid 40s, and all of a sudden realize that she has done hit the wall, and also that time is running out on her to find somebody what she considers worthy of her love or whatnot. But this is all too familiar the case with certain groups of women who think that they just deserve the best, and they also love bad boys. And I might be talking to somebody who, have dated a few bad boys and, street guys, thugs, whatever you want to call them. It all depends on what you want to label them as. But the same could be said for fellas also, whereas a lot of guys, wanted to date a certain woman, but she wasn't interested in them because she wanted somebody who's maybe was a football player. You maybe wasn't a football player, or she wanted somebody who was a little drug dealer, sold weed or whatever, drove a Monte Carlo. Who knows? But at the same time, fellas, you have to understand that women be with guys for a lot of different reasons. And it's quite strange that I found quite strange in my life, where I can actually speak on, is the fact that once this guy is popular, like everybody like them. They don't give a damn if it's 20 other girls like him. They don't care if he done had sex with 10 of them. For some reason, quite a few women loves a guy and want a guy that has, a lot of women, or what you call options or whatnot. Even though I don't believe in that word options, it's been thrown around just too loosely, if you will. But this woman is basically speaking on, I guess, just reminiscing on her past, because she was doing an interview with this guy. And instead of her just, saying, in detail the mistake she made, she said she pretty much knew what she was doing. And that's what I want to drive home the message more right there, is the fact that she said that she knew exactly what she was doing, and the fact that, she was a willing participant. So if you're a willing participant, then you could quite naturally see why you're 44 years old and not married yet. Not saying that you have to get married, but I think don't nobody want to be in this world alone. That's why God made Adam and Eve, for those who believe. But anyway, man is not meant to live alone, but he can live alone if he have to. But everybody want that companionship. But don't nobody just want to be with anybody. But it's quite strange, and I have been a victim of this also. And also a person that have did this, passed over the good women, for the women who play basketball, for the women who's, head of the class, if you will. The women who walks around looking good and everybody, all the other females be jealous of it. I used to be attracted to those type of women till I realized those women also are the worst ones, are full of shit more than anybody. I just got to keep it real, because one thing I have realized is just because a person look a certain way does not mean that should equate for who they are as a person. Take me for instance. People might say, well, you look this way or you look that way, and that means you should be this type of person. But you will find out sooner than later that, just because a person look the same way does not mean they're nice, does not mean that everything about them is beautiful. We all have our flaws. No one is no more perfect than the next person. You know what I'm saying? All our shit stink, basically. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who you are or what you think you are. Let's just be real. Everybody got to put their pants on one leg at a time, if you will. But why are women attracted to these guys who are basically bad boys? I never consider myself a bad boy, even though a lot of people have. Because at the same time, I was still in school. I was still working, doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? I got down when I had to get down. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I always just try to be neutral. I never want to walk around with no label. I'm a tough guy. I'm a bad guy. That don't mean shit to me because I'm confident in who I am. Even when I was young. But at the same time, I hung with guys that did a lot of things, if you know what I mean. But, I always knew how to break apart from those same guys. I thank God I did, because a lot of them are not even around today, if you know what I mean. So one of the things that you could think about is the fact, why are these women like this? Even from a teenager all the way up to adulthood. Number one, sex. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how much a person make or how much love you claim to have for this person or how long y'all been together. If the sex is not good, trust me, you're going to have infidelity in that relationship, whether it's on the man part or the woman part. So great sex, you know what I'm saying? Because when they look at a bad boy, they see that certain image, like, you know what I'm saying, he could put it down, and they get the guy like who's supposed to be quote unquote the square, the lame. He cannot perform, he cannot do anything. And those guys tend to get, overshadowed by guys who are more aggressive, more arrogant, more boisterous, if you will, or whatnot, and basically just walk around full of confidence. And another thing I have noticed in my travels in life is that women look at guys to see how confident he is also, because what a lot of women do is feed off her man energy. You know what I'm saying? The guys that she with, her boyfriend or whatnot. So unless you have this certain energy that can tap into her energy, it's just different things intrigue a lot of people. But one thing that intrigues a lot of women is your confidence level, how you carry yourself. And I mean, you could just have a regular job, and if you carry yourself like a king and you demand respect like a queen, a king, if you will, excuse me, not no queen now. But if you demand respect like a king, guess what? You're going to ultimately get in return. You're going to get that same treatment back. But at the same time, why do women wait until they're in their late 30s, in their 40s, and all of a sudden wake up and decide, I need a real man, I want a real man? But the guys that you seen in college that was going to school doing his, and this not for all women, this just for, I guess, 70% of them, if you know guessing, this for at least 70% of them from what I have seen with my own eyes, that they would pass the guy up that's going to his lecturing hall, who's going to his tutoring, after class to professor, and basically trying to get his grades up, trying to graduate, become an engineer, doctor, whatever. They don't want that. They want what you call instant gratification. They want the guy who's out there slanging dope, who's out there in the club, where every woman goes to and done seen this guy with all kinds of women. You know what I'm saying? Some of your friends probably been with the same guy. And I find it very ironic that they still want that guy even after he done been with some of their friends and done just been all around. But that's where a lot of them tend to flock to. And I'm not hating by a long shot, because I don't have to. But at the same time, it's like DMX said, what they really want from them. You know what I'm saying? What they really want from you. And the best thing I can tell fellas is just to be confident in yourself and don't change your ways for nobody. If you a square, be a square. If you a bad boy, be a bad boy. Don't be no bad boy walk around with this fake S on your chest. You know what I'm saying? Because if you have to call yourself a bad boy, then you ain't a bad boy. Usually that title comes from somebody else giving you that from what the deeds and the actions that they see you do in the street. They say, like, oh, that's a bad guy. You know what I'm saying? He does this, he does that. You know what I'm saying? But if you have to call yourself this or that, most likely 9 times out of 10, you're not. So what can a lot of women do to prevent this from happening, like wind up like this woman right here, is the fact that what I'm saying, you appreciate what you have at the time that you have it. And life is all one big growing experience. You're not going to know everything to do in high school. You're not going to know everything to do in college, because Lord knows, if I knew then what I know now, I wouldn't have made none of those damn mistakes. So, it's all a learning process. But once you know better, you're supposed to do what? You're supposed to do better. And if you know this certain group of people, guys, it's messing you, just using you for your body, you know what I'm saying, wearing you out, running through you, why do you keep going back to those same guys. See, then it don't become that he lied to you or it was a mistake. No, then it becomes you just basically out there being a hoe if you want to lay around with all kinds of guys. Then complain when you get old and you ain't got nobody because the guys that work at Mickey D's, you know what I'm saying, or the guys that work at the grocery store, you don't want them. Everybody can't have the person that's on TV. Everybody can't have the same doctor. Everybody can't have the NBA basketball player. Women outnumber men 13, 15 to 1. So even if every woman wanted a man, it still would be a shortage of men anyway. Do your statistics. I mean, more females are born than male on any given day. You can look that up. I guess that's the overall way of the Most High bringing balance to this world where you can't have too many men and you just have a lot of women. But anyway, that's one of the examples you can look at. But at the same time, you have to understand one day, every good thing must come to an end. You with the youthfulness, how you used to have all that youthfulness, what they used to call being all spunky and everything, where you could run around, you know what I'm saying? You can go play this game or you can go do that. But you know what I'm saying? As you live, time wears on, and time have a funny way of reminding you what you have fell short at. You know what I'm saying? Because you look around at your friends, they getting married, they got their houses, they got their husbands picking them up from working a nice car, but you wanted instant gratification. You want somebody who had it all going on right then. You didn't want to wait to build yourself into financial stability. No, you wanted somebody out there robbing people. You want somebody selling drugs or just doing all kinds of illegal things to get it, because the last time I checked, that is what you call a bad boy. You know what I'm saying? A bad boy ain't somebody who goes to school every day or go to work every day and take care of business like that. No, bad boy usually 9 times 10 do something illegal or have done something illegal or will do something illegal to get what they need. But anyway, let me know what you all think about this situation also, because let this be a lesson and a warning for women out there who basically think they got forever. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand one thing, and I'm not trying to be funny. That cookie has an expiration date on it. Yes, it does. So does that wood. It has an expiration date on it. And sooner or later, one day, that well is going to run dry. And like they say, you don't miss your water till your well run dry. So you better get yourselves together, you know what I'm saying? Stop passing over all these dudes. And I'm not telling you just go be with anybody. I would never do that. But at the same time, I'm sure you know somebody, because I'm talking to somebody right now I know. I'm sure you know somebody that has showed interest in you and you just turned them to the side because you looking at somebody that got this or got that. But you have to understand, no matter if you're with that person or not, that's their stuff. If you want to be with somebody just because they drive a Mercedes, shame on you. Why can't you get your own Mercedes? If you want to be with somebody just because they can take care of you, what kind of future you going to have? So don't play yourself and don't set yourself, because I'm sure a lot of older women could tell these younger females, these younger women, the same thing that I'm saying. Do not play yourself, you know what I'm saying? And you might only, you know what I'm saying, encounter true love once in a lifetime. Somebody that just may come along and really your soulmate, and you overlooking the fact, you know what I'm saying, that the fact that this person is showing you genuine interest and genuine love, but at the same time you looking above them and looking at the rest of the crops out there, looking at what Tom got or what Harry doing or what Paul back there rolling up, instead of worrying about the guy that's in front of your face who you consider a lame, a square, and not even worthy of your time. So let's just keep it real. But like I say, if you play a stupid game, guess what? You will win in the end. You're going to win a stupid prize. That's just the way it goes. So either you can figure this thing out while you're young, or you can regret it when you get old. And trust me, when you sit in that house and 40, 50, 60 years old alone, and your body all used up and everybody in town done had you, trust me, you're going to regret it then. It drives a lot of women to drinking, drugs, alcohol, and even suicide or whatever. Or some of them just give completely the hell up. But at the same time, a lot of women don't want to be married. A lot of women don't want to be a housewife, and they'll tell you that. But then when they get older, you know what I'm saying, and they realize, look, this is, you know what I'm saying, this is all about dynamics in life. The man's supposed to do this in life. The woman's supposed to do this. Then they see everybody else doing it and they're not doing it. And they wonder why they're the oldest person in the club. It's the reason why. It's the reason why you going out with your daughter and you 55 years old and your daughter only 25. Why in the hell are you in the club with a 25-year-old girl? You 55 years old. I'm sure in your area they have a grown folks club. So beware of all that. And I guarantee you, if you play the game long enough, that's what's going to happen. You're going to be that old woman in the club still trying to holler at young guys that everybody talking about. Oh, that hoe right there, I done had her. I had her years ago, or such and so done had her, and such and so. And you can't get mad. Why? Because it is the truth. So if you playing the game, guess what's going to end up happening, ladies? You're going to end up playing yourself in the long run. So to those who want to have a decent life and those who want to be in love and have a family, Go by it the right way. Don't sit up here and pass over everybody and wait till you get through getting all your hoeing out your system and get through running yourself in the ground. Then you wake up and look for a good man. Ain't no good man gonna want your ass then. Just like ain't no good woman gonna want no man who done had 5 or 10 kids in the same little city or town or whatever. No matter if you're in New York. Don't matter. If you got 5, 10 kids and the woman know about it, what kind of respectable woman is gonna lay down with a guy who just a breeder making babies and stuff? You know what I'm saying? What woman want that? A guy who don't even get up and work, a guy that can't even pay the bills. Nobody's not gonna want that. But guess what? If you play around long enough, laying up with different women, because the same go for men as it go for women. But guess what? A time gonna come when you get older, you're going to wish that you had somebody to love you and fall back on. When you sick in your bed and you got the flu and you 50-something years old, ain't nobody there to pour you a glass of orange juice. When you're 65 years old and your bones start aching or you feeling chest pains, ain't nobody able to run you to the hospital because guess what? You done said no to everybody. And by then, shit, don't nobody want you then because, hell, you way past your due date. You way past your time. So don't play yourself like this woman has, even though she still have time to make a change being 44, because 44 is not old, but at the same time you right there at the cresp, if you will. You right there at the borderline. So just get yourselves together. But like I say, everybody don't want the same thing. But if you sit up here and you want to be a hoe your whole life and pass over all the good guys and let these bad guys run through you, you cannot expect to have no good man, because once a real man, I can use me as an example. If I'm with a woman, I don't care if I've been with you all those years. If I find out something that you done did in your past and you kept doing this and being a hoe, then you come and lie to me and tell me you an angel and you ain't did none of this stuff, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna leave you. I mean, I'm gonna have to. I'm not gonna just flat out dump you. I'm gonna tell you to your face, look, this what happened. You lied, and I thought I was getting something else, and I'm not satisfied with this. So either way it go, your past can come back to hurt you, especially if you've been out here in the streets, you know what I'm saying, busting it wide open for everybody. But let me know what you all think about this video right here, because one thing about it, if you live long enough, you're going to realize, hopefully, for some of you all, what's really important in life. And trust me, getting between every woman leg or every man legs is not the most important thing in life. Peace and happiness is the most important thing in life. Love, peace, and happiness is the most important thing in life. If you don't have that in your life, guess what? You're not even living. You haven't even begun to live yet. You know, because let me tell you something. You can get $1 million. If you have nothing, if you don't have nobody to share that with, those good times, those memories, whether you're going out buying a Ferrari or going on a boat cruise, imagine how lonely that'll be out there in the ocean on a boat cruise, the sun setting, you by yourself, nobody hug, nobody drink wine to a toast, or driving that Rolls Royce or that S500 or S600, nobody to talk to. It's going to be a lonely life. So, hey, just get it together. Anyway, let me know what you all think. If you like the video, push that like button. If you like, subscribe. Definitely share with your video, this video with your friends who's busting it wide open for any damn body, and let them know. Look, that clock on that clock on speed up, and it's gonna start ticking faster. And once you get older, guess what? Then you're gonna have to be desperate and try to find anything. And we see quite a few of them right now, just like that. They wait till they hit the wall, done had all their fun, and then they still expect to find a good man. What planet you live on? Not surely not planet Earth, if you will. Till next time, y'all stay blessed. I'm out.
What more do you want from me?